play that, man? Where are we gonna play that interview? When are we gonna? Oh, I can't hear you. Seriously, can't hear you. I'm not gonna log on, bro. I don't know what's going on. When are we gonna play the interview? What do you want to start with? Thanksgiving, what we did for Thanksgiving? Now we'll cut to the first segment. I don't even know what the health topic was right now. Don't do one. We gotta do it. So
hey, I'm serious. You better mention me about emergency services.
Write down something you want me to read.
Yeah.
Write down whatever you want me to read.
You have an extra, perfect. You have an extra piece of paper?
Stop making noise, I can hear it.
We got a comfortable spot from the chair. Figure that out.
3 minutes. How come I can't hear it?
I don't know.
Oh, crap.
1 minute, bro. Let's go.
The interview should be that.
Yo, what's the network code here? Chicken wings?
Buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings.
Capital B, capital W. Are we live, okay?
Hey. Just let me know when you want me to do it.
All right, we got 5 seconds.
We're live.
Welcome to the Hot Corner Show on the ISPS Radio Podcast Network with your host, Dr. Ray, the softball-playing chiropractor and the official chiropractor of ISPS, and Manuel T. Ferrero III, the commissioner of International Slow Pitch Softball. Listen to the Hot Corner Show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ISPS Radio Podcast channel. Call the show at 347-637-3978 and talk sports and health topics with Dr. Ray, plus slow pitch softball from around the world with Manuel T. Ferrero III, fantasy sports, special guests, and more. Call the show now on the special guest call-in hotline at 347-637-3978. Now, bring your A game, because you're about to experience the Hot Corner.
Frontier Spine and Healthcare brings you the cutting edge in healthcare with all the newest research and techniques in natural medicine. Although many people share the same symptoms, they all have them for different reasons. Using thorough physical examination and the newest technology in diagnostic testing, we can truly discover why you have the symptoms you do. Remember that good doctors know what you have, but great doctors know why. Call 786-353-HEAL or click www.353heal.com to schedule your appointment and experience the future of medicine today. Predictive, preventive, and personalized. Frontier Spine and Healthcare. Area code 786-353-HEAL or www.353heal.com.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. It's your host here on the Hot Corner, Dr. Ray, the softball-playing chiropractor. And, of course, I've got my good friend and my co-host, Mr. Manuel T. Ferrero III, co-hosting here with me tonight. We're broadcasting live right now. We're on Periscope. You're going to be able to find us on YouTube. You can listen to us on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Blueberry, all over the place. We're everywhere, and we're actually broadcasting live from the Sports Grill, live in Kendall, as a matter of fact. So we're on 97th and Kendall, right in the middle of all the traffic. Come on down. If you come on out and listen to the show over here, you actually get your first beer free. Sports Grill's being real awesome, taking care of everybody coming out. They got a spot for us back here to broadcast the show for all you guys out there that want to listen to sports and health. That's what we're talking about here on the Hot Corner, as always. So we got a lot lined up here for you tonight. We actually have a special guest who's going to be talking to us about safety of the future of softball in all new safety equipment with face masks and those things for pitchers. So we're going to get to an interview right there. But before we do, of course, we're talking sports tonight, but before we get there, what we're going to start out doing is talking about Thanksgiving and the experiences that we had. So, Manny, I got to introduce you, man. The man, the myth, the legend, the co-host here on the Hot Corner. Manny, how's everything going tonight, my friend?
Everything is beautiful, Dr. Ray. Beautiful. Can you hear me perfect? Everything's good on your side?
Everything sounds good, man. I think we got a good plan here.
I think the show is evolving slowly but surely. We're on Periscope. We're on GoPro. Thanks to our good friend, Mr. Gabe Kareed. Dude, I had a great Thanksgiving. I don't know about you, but I had a tremendous Thanksgiving. I cooked my world famous Cuban mojo turkey,
world famous,
which is my staple. I only cook once a year, and that's on Thanksgiving, brother. So that's my day. To tell you the truth, I was talking about this with my family, man. It's funny how when you get older, when you're younger, your favorite, at least for me, your favorite holiday is Christmas because you get a bunch of toys, you get gifts.
I agree with that.
As you get older, for me now, it's all about Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving, the whole family, gets together. We come around the table, which is something nowadays that's very, very rare to get the whole family together, at the dinner table. Without any, personal devices or anything like that, just having some good old family traditions and dinners. And I had my Cuban mojo turkey. So, man, it was a tremendous Thanksgiving holiday. What about you, Dr. Ray? I know you were out there freezing your butt off.
Yes, that's true. It was cold. It was between 14 and 32 degrees the whole time I was there. And it's you're in the plains in the States over there, so it's not really how cold it is, but it's the wind. When the wind starts blowing, man, it starts eating you up. But I tell you, it was tons of fun. And first of all, I got to agree with you about Thanksgiving being a great holiday and the way that families do actually come together and, personal devices are banned, at the dinner table, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And it should be that way, Actually, it's funny because I downloaded a picture that said something like, spend time with your parents and value your parents because by the time you look up from your phone, they may not be there anymore, and that's true. So, I just want to be thankful for my family and for my parents and for my girl's parents too. We actually spent Thanksgiving with her dad. We went hunting in South Dakota for pheasant. Stayed at a beautiful lodge, got to enjoy the beautiful state. There isn't really much else to do there, but I'll tell you what, it was great to do it there. I mean, it was beautiful land. We had good weather besides it being that cold. We were prepared for it and bundled up. I had 7 layers and, all kinds of stuff. So we were ready to rock and roll, and we had a blast, and we actually had pheasant for Thanksgiving. And that was really, really
nice.
Good, first time I've ever actually really put dinner on the table, which was pretty cool. And, I was thankful for the opportunity.
Like a freaking caveman.
Hey, man, but it was a lot of fun, man, and a really good bonding experience and, just something completely unexpected, and it was a great time. So I was thankful for the opportunity to be able to go away as well and actually enjoy a vacation. That's the first vacation I've ever taken since I really started my practice, minus going out of town for the weekend to Orlando and that kind of thing. I love going to Disney. That's one of my favorite things, but it was great to get away and to come back and, things didn't fall apart while I was gone, so that's good.
How is it? How is it different from Florida? What's the major thing like, oh, wow, I'm I'm in another planet.
Well, let me tell you. First, besides the weather, obviously, that's the number one thing. The humidity, there's no humidity. Everything is really dry. My skin was very dry while we were there, as a matter of fact. But the people and just the way everything looks, I mean, all the trees were dead. There was snow on the ground. There wasn't much green. Everything was brown, yellow, orange, those colors. So it was very fall, very winter, looking. As compared to Miami, it looks the same all the time. The land wasn't much different because there isn't a lot of mountains there. It's a lot of plains, but it's not developed anywhere like it is here. I mean, if you've ever driven up 27 and gone to those little towns like Lake Placid and Sebring and, even Clewiston to a certain extent, Clewiston is much bigger than this town. So it's just a whole nother world, really, and everybody there is always in the same place every day. It's like everybody there knows everybody. One major landowner in the town, so it was a small town. It's got a main street, but it was a crazy experience, and it was tons of fun, man. It really, really was. And like I said, putting dinner on the table for the first time was cool. So I was just really happy for that. If you guys have anything that you're thankful for, let us know. We'd love to hear about it. Tweet us. Tell us the thing that you're the most thankful for. Because for me, it when we talked about it, it was family, it was friends, it was having somebody to be able to go to bed with and wake up with every night, and somebody that you can love and have family and so on and so forth. And tell me and tell Manny what you guys are thankful for, since we just had Thanksgiving and now the holiday season. All the music is playing in all the stores. Santa Claus is coming at night. It's popping off already. I was in Home Depot jamming last night to Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. So, it's popping here now. It's Christmas time. Thanksgiving is over, but it's still the holidays and it's still family. So let us know what you guys are thankful for as we get onto the show here. You can call in at 347-637-3978. You can also tweet us at ISPSO. You can tweet at Dr Ray T. You can get a hold of us in a bunch of different ways. So let us know what's going on, and we're going to go ahead and keep it moving here on the show. What we're actually going to do right now is we're going to get to an interview with Dana Mag. All right, Dana Mag is from Excel Hitting and Pitching, and she's going to be talking about face masks and face masks.
Actually, it's a he. It's a he,
oh,
Dr. Ray.
I'm sorry. I apologize. That's unisex names, Dana. If you're listening, my bad, man. We're talking about the Excel Hitting and Pitching face masks and the future and the safety of slow pitch softball. So we're going to cut to a quick break, and we're going to be back with the interview with Dana Mag right after that.
Listen to the Hot Corner Show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ISPS Radio Podcast channel. Call the show at 347-637-3978 and talk sports and health topics with Dr. Ray. Plus, slow pitch softball from around the world with Manuel T. Ferrero III, fantasy sports, special guests, and more. Call the show now on the special guest call-in hotline at 347-637-3978. Now, bring your A game, because you're about to experience the Hot Corner.
Man, thank you once again, and again, my apologies for my voice. I'm under the weather a little bit today. We've been running in and out of meetings all morning, but without further ado, I believe we have Dana Mags on the line, and they're going to be talking to us. We're going to be talking about face mask safety and slow pitch softball, and whether pitchers nowadays should be using face masks for their own safety, and I guess for the betterment of the game. We're just trying to make it better. And let's talk to Dana a little bit more. Dana, are you there with us tonight?
I am here. How are you, Mike?
Great. Thank you, Dana, for being on the show with us tonight.
And I want to thank you for the invitation as well. I appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. Talk to me a little bit about Excel Hitting and Pitching first, and what you guys do over there.
Okay. I run a youth sports hitting and pitching facility here, and I actually do it out of my home. I have somewhere in between 60 to 80 students most of the time. So I keep pretty busy. I teach boys and girls how to enjoy the game, how to have fun with the game, and along with giving them the basic needs to develop their skills and move forward and become high-level players if they choose to do so.
And where can we find you guys on the web?
I am not on the web. I have chose not to take that route only because most of my business comes through word of mouth. I'm sitting in the middle of the DFW area. That's Dallas-Fort Worth. And so I have not really had to develop any kind of web application to draw business because I'm pretty busy without it, to be honest with you.
But you are on
Facebook.
Correct. Okay.
Okay. I am on Facebook. I do have a page there.
Let us know how we can find you guys on social media.
Okay. I'm on Twitter, and I am on Facebook. And my handles on both are Excel Hitting and Pitching.
Great. And that's tremendous work that you're doing. The future of our sport, the future of our world with the youth, man. That's great, man. I've always heard from a bunch of people, Manny, you should start some youth, maybe some leagues or something. And it's not the kids that I'm scared of, it's the parents that I'm scared of, man. And I'm sure you have a bunch of stories about parents, and their kid is always number one, no matter how good or bad they are.
I believe that's the nature of the competition now. And parents want to see their child do well, and they're trying to get as best a competitive advantage as they can for their children. I understand that, but there are limitations to everything, and sometimes parents do go a little over the top. And I've seen the same thing with coaches as well. To try and create a competitive situation, and I always try to convey to my parents and my kids, let them have fun with the game because they're kids. Right. That's why we play it, and that's really, where I started out. I played my first baseball game at the age of 6. I played my first slow pitch softball game at the age of 14. I grew up in Ohio. I saw my first men's fast pitch game at the age of 7. So, I've been around the game for a long, long time. I'm now 59 years old, and I'd like to do anything I can to help other people enjoy the game.
That's awesome, man. So you've been around the game for a very, very, very long time. We're not going to say how long, but a good amount of time. So Dana,
I've been around it for a while. So. And I've seen a lot of changes in that time as well. So.
Oh yeah, I bet. Just from equipment alone, and
exactly.
That's for another story, another show. But let's talk about a specific item of equipment, the face mask, and in particular the face mask for pitchers in slow pitch softball. What is your opinion on it, and where do you see it in the future for this game?
I would really hope that the slow pitch softball pitchers would embrace wearing a mask. You play this game for fun. You play this game to be competitive, but you don't play it to get injured. And there's, certainly now with the high-tech equipment that we are now using in the game, the double-walled bats, the composite bats, balls come at you a lot faster than they used to. The compression of the ball coming off of the bat, you're seeing balls come in excess of 100 miles an hour now. And it's pretty much scary. It drove me off the mound, to be honest with you. I had one come by my head one day, And at that time, I was about 45 years old. My reflexes weren't where they should have been. I didn't have time to react. And at that point there, I said, well, if I don't have time to react to the ball, it's time to stop. So that's what happened.
I hear.
And, you know, I saw a picture on your Twitter page of a gentleman who was wearing a mask and made a comment. And I think it's an awesome thing because of the things that can happen. And I've seen pictures of my own kids who had been hit in the face or in the chest even, and there are definite ramifications for that. And you know, when you start having to reconstruct facial bones and eye sockets and those kinds of things, it's can be pretty expensive quick, and you better have pretty good insurance. So.
Oh yeah, and it takes the fun out of the game. And
absolutely.
Not only that, but the game has been designed with these dimensions in place, with the, taking into consideration that you're going to use the appropriate equipment, not alter any types of bats or not alter any types of balls. Don't freeze the balls overnight in your freezer. Play the game the right way. Do not alter any other of the equipment. And then we really wouldn't be having this discussion. But then again, you go into that underground world of altering bats and altering equipment, and then that's where people start getting hurt. It doesn't become fun anymore. You're killing your own sport because those people that get injured, like you, we lost a pitcher. The pitching in slow pitch softball is one of the most rarest positions that you're going to find. You're not going to find very many pitchers out there, and we just lost one because he almost got killed. So we're killing our own sport, guys. We gotta be smart, and I really think the future is face mask, at least, And I know some of these guys, they're macho men, and they don't want to be, lose their masculinity or anything like that. But it's guys, come on. Do you wanna be macho man and not be able to go to work tomorrow, or I don't understand. I don't understand their logic. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I really don't know. What do you think the future is coming? What do you think is coming in the future?
I would hope to see more pitchers, more players embrace masks for many of the reasons you just stated. But, you've got to let your ego get out of the way and consider the safety of you, yourself, and, the income of your family as well. I mean, if you have a catastrophic injury because of a softball, you're not only putting yourself at risk, but you're putting the future of your family at risk as well. And that's,
right.
That's not something to be considered lightly. You wouldn't walk out on a ball field and play a game with, and especially the catcher's position, without having a cup on. Why would you think that your face is any less valuable?
Right. It's the first impression, you give to anyone you meet in business or in life, and first impressions are the most important, as they say. But Dana, we ran a little bit past our segment here. Let me. Do you want to stick around? Can I play a commercial and come right back with you and talk a little bit more?
Sure, I'd be glad to wait. Thank you.
We'll be right back with Dana from Excel Hitting and Pitching right after this.
Frontier Spine and Healthcare brings you the cutting edge in healthcare with all the newest research and techniques in natural medicine. Although many people share the same symptoms, they all have them for different reasons. Using thorough physical examination and the newest technology in diagnostic testing, we can truly discover why you have the symptoms you do. Remember that good doctors know what you have, but great doctors know why. Call 786-353-HEAL or click www.353heal.com to schedule your appointment and experience the future of medicine today. Predictive, preventive, and personalized. Frontier Spine and Healthcare. Area code 786-353-HEAL or www.353heal.com.
Listen in to Dr. Ray and Manuel T. Ferrero III each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the International Slow Pitch Softball Radio Podcast channel at ISPSradio.com.
And we're back. We're still here with Dana Maggs from Excel Hitting and Pitching. You can find them on social media because nowadays almost everybody is on social media unless you're living under a rock somewhere. But check them out on Facebook and Twitter as well. Excel, that's EXCEL, Hitting and Pitching. Just do a little search for them on social media. You'll figure them out. Dana, where are you guys located? Flower Mound, Texas?
Yes, I am in Flower Mound, Texas. Flower Mound sits between Fort Worth and Dallas. It's approximately 10 miles north of the DFW airport. So it puts me right in the middle of the two largest cities down here in our area. And I've been here for probably 20 years now.
And you solely develop youth. You don't work with any adult slow pitch softball. This is only youth, correct?
This is correct. And, along that same lines, we were talking about safety issues. I have seen a change in the girls fast pitch softball, and I know this isn't your area of expertise, but one of the other things I'm starting to see since we're talking about masks is, the girls are starting to, and the parents are starting to embrace masks for the hot corner positions as well.
Right.
First base, third base.
Right.
And one of the things that was brought to my attention here a few years back was that now there are chest protectors that you can get that you can put under your shirt, and they will also help you from taking that shot to the chest that, in the concept is that you get hit hard enough, then it could send your heart into palpitations, and it's just one of those things that is an additional safety mechanism.
I've seen all those products that you are talking about, and I've seen it in girls fast pitch, the hot corners, first and third. And me myself, I'm gonna start looking into all that stuff because I got a 2-year-old now. He's all about sports. Thank God, he loves baseball. And right now we're just slowly working on eye-hand coordination.
Yes.
But pretty soon I'm gonna be putting him in T-ball and kid pitch and all that stuff. And it's the future. I'm gonna keep my kid as safe as possible. And I think a lot of parents nowadays are realizing that this is something you got to do. Just like putting a helmet on them when they go out on their bikes or whatever. Do you think if we or organizations such as yourself, if you educate the youth and implement it at an early age, do you think maybe it might cement into their brains and carry on into their adulthood when they, when their baseball careers or softball careers are over, and then they go into slow pitch, because that's almost 99.9% of everybody's career. You don't make it to the majors, so you end up playing slow pitch somewhere.
That I would love to see, honestly, man. But it's going to take a change in
a generation.
I guess I would say generations and perception of what that mask is there for. You're always going to have those individuals who are not going to give up their macho image because they've got a mask on their face. But I'm all for safety in the game because that's what keeps people in the game. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, those people, they'll just have to learn the hard way, I guess.
Well, and that's a tough way to learn. If you go out and just do a search on the internet nowadays, you can come up with all kinds of pictures of individuals who have been hit in the face with a softball.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing soft about a softball.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. And
I don't even want to get hit with a clincher. Those little mush balls. I still don't want to get hit by one of those. It's amazing to me that one, we put ourselves at risk on a weekly or even nightly,
2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
If we're heavy into it. Back in the day, I was playing in 3 leagues at one time. So it's now that I look back upon that, I've got hit by balls on a couple of occasions, but I never really considered the ramifications of it long term, and that's really what can happen. So there can be some serious ramifications long term, including loss of eyesight and serious brain damage. So.
Yep. Well, Dana, we only have about 1 minute left. I want to thank you again for joining me today and doing this interview. And it's a very interesting topic. I know we're going to get a lot of questions. I know we're recording this for the show on Wednesday night. But why don't we say goodbye to you and you go ahead and remind all of our listeners where they could reach you if they're in Texas and they want to, bring their kids over to your facilities.
I am on Facebook and Twitter. My handle is Excel Hitting and Pitching, and I will do everything I can to help your children improve their game. And Manny, I want to thank you for taking the time of having me on your show, and I really appreciate that. And hopefully in the future we'll start seeing some changes with this face mask, and I would love to see that as well because I hate to see anybody get injured.
So do we, man. And this is all for them. All this information, we could only lead the horse to water. We can't make the horse drink it, but they get this information and they do what they will with it. But Dana, thank you very much. We'll be in contact via Twitter, via social media. We always have special guests on the show, so we would love to have you again on the show. And we'll be right back with Dr. Ray right after this break.
Listen in to Dr. Ray and Manuel T. Ferrero III each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the International Slow Pitch Softball Radio Podcast channel at ISPSradio.com.
Frontier Spine and Healthcare brings you the cutting edge in healthcare with all the newest research and techniques in natural medicine. Although many people share the same symptoms, they all have them for different reasons. Using thorough physical examination and the newest technology in diagnostic testing, we can truly discover why you have the symptoms you do. Remember that good doctors know what you have, but great doctors know why. Call 786-353-HEAL or click www.353heal.com to schedule your appointment and experience the future of medicine today. Predictive, preventive, and personalized. Frontier Spine and Healthcare. Area code 786-353-HEAL or www.353heal.com.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, after that interview with Dana Mag. And I got to tell you, I really agree with having people wear masks and protecting themselves. I actually have a picture of a friend of mine, a good friend, Nick. He's listening. Shout out to Nick Lagaris from the Goons, my buddy Nick.
Boricua Nick.
Boricua Nick. Hi, poor Nick. everybody knows him out there. If you guys play the rec leagues down here and tournaments on Saturday as well. But one time was pitching, and he got his glove up, and the ball hit the glove, and it bounced off of his forehead, and he still had the stitches of the ball like imprinted on his forehead, and he had a bruise, and you know, he got blacked up, man, and that was by deflecting the ball. You know, it could have been a really dangerous situation. I've seen multiple people down being hit with these balls and suffering injuries, man. And like Dana mentioned, there's nothing soft about a softball, man. That ball comes and it hits hard as if you're playing with a rock, So definitely protection is of the utmost importance. And, even maybe at the hot corner with, as he mentioned, with the way that these bats are, I tell you, I put third, and that ball's real quick sometimes, man. It's a street thing. That ball comes, and if it's knuckling, you have no idea where it's going sometimes. I've been hit so hard in the knee at one point, I couldn't put pressure on my leg for like 10 minutes. So that ball does come quick. And, if that's your face, or as he mentioned, your chest, your heart could stop, and there's not many AEDs or defibrillators at these fields that can get the heart going again. So it can be life and death, and protection is important. So for all you guys out there listening that play, I'm sure a lot of you agree, especially if you've ever pitched. But also stay out of the middle, man. If the guy's throwing outside, don't swing at it. If it's a tournament, you know what's going on, and it's competition on the line. You got to do what you got to do, but always got to be thinking safety, man. Number one. So thanks a lot to Dana for coming on the show. And actually, it looks like, Manny, I think we need to hit that air horn because we got the Sports Grill halftime coming up right now, as a matter of fact. You know what that sound means, everybody? Oh, it's popping off over here now.
What did they bring here? They brought us some fish dips. Fish dip right here?
Yep, that's what it looks like. So we got halftime coming up right here in the show, 7:30.
Check this out
now
right
we're
here.
broadcasting live from Sports Grill. We are having a Sports Grill halftime, and they're going to bring us out a little something to eat every time. So here it looks like they brought us out some fish dip. We got some jalapeno. We got some lime. Manny, if you're going to do fish dip, you got to do it the right way. So what you got to do is you got to get one of these chips. You got to put one of these tortillas. You got to put some fish dip on there. Then you have to put a jalapeno. You got to make sure you get a little tomato on there, okay? And then that's how you take it down. So this is how you eat fish dip. So
Gotcha.
let's go ahead and let's take a bite and let's see how it is
There we go.
here. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if we can get it right over here. Perfect. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Special grilled ribs. All right. So this is the thing that Sports Grill is doing now.
And thank you, Rick,
They're bringing
from
out
Sports Grill for coming out with the what is this?
We got special grilled ribs here. So there's a whole new line of special grilled. If you guys love the special grilled wings, you want to come and you want to check out special grilled ribs. Manny and I are about to try these out right here. We're going to give them a shot. We're going to let you know what it tastes like and let you guys know that you can come watch all the fights down here now. For all you guys out there watching on Periscope and all you guys watching on YouTube, you can see what they look like here.
Oh,
They're about to go down. I'm doing it the right way here. So, again, I'm going to tell you what this fish dip is like first, and we're about to get into these special grilled wings. Manny, what did you think about the fish dip? Here, do a real one.
No, the fish dip.
Do a real one.
Okay, got you. No, the fish dip is tremendous. I love it. And let me tell you something. I'm not very. Oh man, you forgot the lime. What about the lime there? I see a lime. You could squeeze a little bit of lime juice on it. Guys, come out to the Sports Grill. Try the fish dip there. Put
That's
some
a good
tomatoes. Put some what is this, jalapeno? Squeeze a little bit of lime on top. What do you think? Huh?
That's how you do it. That's the real way to eat fish dip, man. Oh man, I'm jealous. That one looks good over there. All right, and it looks like we also have to get to some special grilled wings right here. And Rick's bringing me over a little bit. These are all the new special grilled availabilities here at Special Grill. We got burgers, we got patty melts, we got Phillies, we got chicken Phillies, shrimp skewers, and tenders. So you guys can come out, and now you can get all your favorite food actually in Special Grilled. You know, everybody loves the Special Grilled wings, but that's not all they have here anymore. So come check it out. Today we're trying the Special Grilled ribs first. And again, you can get burgers, patty melts, Phillies, chicken Phillies, shrimp skewers, and even tenders, all in special grilled now.
So what is this?
So these are the Manny looks like he's getting into the ribs right over there. And I tell you, I love special grill, sports grill halftime, special grilled ribs. It looks like we got some waffle fries. This is looking good over there, man. We, again, want to thank Rick here. He's the manager out at 97th and Kendall Sports Grill. You can visit Sports Grill all throughout Florida. We got them in Sunset. We got them here on Kendall and 97th. Rick, where else are you guys located now? We got a few locations throughout South Florida. We got South Miami. We got Kendall. I know we got a couple. Oh man, we got a Pembroke Pines location for you guys that are listening up north.
But the best one is down here in Kendall, man. This is the best one.
The best one is we're at 97 in Kendall, and that's what it's at. But right now, let's check out, and I'm going to tell you what these ribs taste like. They look really good. I just pulled the bone, and it just came right off the bone. Oh man,
try some.
That's some good stuff right there. We got to get our equipment manager. We got to get our show manager, the guy doing all the stuff behind the back. Gabe, you got to try one of these, man. Here, grab one of these. That's a good wing right there. Excuse me, a good rib right there. I'm so used to saying things. I'm talking special grip. This is good.
This is awesome.
Good stuff. So, again, we want to thank Rick.
Thank you, Rick,
for the hospitality over here. Sports Grill again broadcasting live every Wednesday from here. And when you hear that sound, you know that we're going to be talking about the Sports Grill halftime, and we're going to be telling you about one of the great dishes that they have over here. So, thanks again to Sports Grill, and we're going to go ahead and take a real quick break right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to come back talking about sports. We're going to talk about Mark Richt. We're going to talk about Kobe Bryant. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff going on in the sports world. And, of course, moving down and getting ready for that final playoff push for fantasy with our very own sports store in just a minute. So hang tight, and we'll be right back.
Listen to the Hot Corner Show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the ISPS Radio Podcast channel. Call the show at 347-637-3978 and talk sports and health topics with Dr. Ray. Plus, slow pitch softball from around the world with Manuel T. Ferrero III, fantasy sports, special guests, and more. Call the show now on the special guest call-in hotline at 347-637-3978. Now, bring your A game, because you're about to experience the Hot Corner.
All right, we're back. We're back at it.
Oh, a tremendous
and
wings,
in case you forgot, oh yeah, they were great, man. Excellent. Not wings, ribs. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Ribs.
No, it tastes like special grill. You don't know what's going on, but the meat, oh man, it's good stuff. But anyway, let's keep it moving here. What better than sports and food and health and everything we got here on the Hot Corner? Again, you guys are welcome to listen in every Wednesday night. If you're in the Miami area, Oh, thank you there, sir. And you want to pass on by, you're always welcome to 97 in Kendall. You can call in and listen to the show on 476-373978. You can find us on blogtalkradio.com/ISPSO. You can find us on Twitter at ISPSO, on Facebook at ISPSO, Facebook.com/353heal.com, at Dr. Ray T. We're all over the place. So listen in. You can get your fix every week of the Hot Corner while we talk sports, health, and bring you great special guests, especially usually dealing with soft community. So let's go ahead and let's talk some sports. Manny, we've had a lot of stuff going down this week, man. We got Kobe Bryant retiring, man. Tell me, what's your thoughts on this, man? We're losing a legend in the sports world. What do you think?
Well, let me tell you, it's true. You got to give it up to the guy. He is a legend, although I never really liked Kobe Bryant. He never really looked like he was a likable person, but he is a unstoppable force, or at least he was. He was one of the most prolific scorers in at least in Laker history. He's going to go down as one of the greatest Lakers to ever live. He could also go down as one of the greatest NBA players to ever live as well, man. He's up there with the Jordans, with the LeBrons. He was just generation between Jordan and LeBron, pretty much. After Jordan left, there was really nobody that was going to take that, that torch. So, he was there and he took it. He won a few rings. I think he won 5 rings. No, I think he has 5 rings.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think the thing that got to Kobe Bryant is he was never able to achieve Michael Jordan's status of 6 rings, and I think that was something he's going to regret, something that in the back of mind he never achieved. But aside from that, 5 championship rings, man. Who really has the opportunity to do that? And you got to be awesome.
I mean, yeah, 100%. I mean, let's be real here. 5 rings. It's not 6 rings, but I mean, it's also not 4 rings. It's also not 3, 2, and some guys don't even get 1. So, you got to put that in perspective. He is up there on all-time, in top 10 in a lot of all-time categories. So the guy's had a great career, came into the league straight out of high school, one of the first players to break that barrier, and, just completely set off. And people, it was Kobe mania, excellent player. And that's, generally people playing out on the West Coast don't get the same love because, it's up later and so on and so forth. But I tell you, did you get a chance to read the poem that he wrote, Dear Basketball?
No, sir, I did not. You have it there?
You got it. I did, and I'm going to read it to you guys just because it's definitely worth the read. If you guys haven't heard it, it's great. This is something that Kobe Bryant wrote November 29th, so just a few days ago, and it's amazing if you guys haven't read it. So here it goes. This is Dear Basketball from Kobe Bryant. Dear Basketball, from the moment I started rolling my dad's tube socks and shooting imaginary game-winning shots in the Great Western Forum, I knew one thing was real. I fell in love with you. A love so deep I gave you my all, from my mind and my body to my spirit and my soul. As a 6-year-old boy, deeply in love with you, I never saw the end of the tunnel. I only saw myself running out of one. And so I ran. I ran up and down every court, after every loose ball for you. Asked for my hustle, I gave you my heart, because it came with so much more. I played through the sweat and hurt, not because you challenged me, but because you called me. I did everything for you, because that's what you do. When someone makes you feel alive as you've made me feel. You gave a 6-year-old boy his Laker dream, and I'll always love you for it. But I can't lose you obsessively for much longer. I can't love you obsessively for much longer. This season is all I've left to give. My heart can take the pounding, my mind can handle the grind, but my body knows it's time to say goodbye. And that's okay. I'm ready to let you go. I want you to know now, so we can both savor every moment we have left together, the good and the bad. We have given each other all that we have. And we both know, no matter what I do next, I'll always be that kid with the rolled up socks, garbage can in the corner, 5 seconds on the clock, ball in my hands, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Love you always, Kobe. So
and that's Kobe. That's me right there.
That's it, man. And I don't know if you guys listening felt the same, but just reading that, I was getting goosebumps. And the great players and the great people that do anything. I mean, they have a passion for the game, and you can really see, or whatever it is that they do, and you can see that this is a real passion. For this man to take the time to write a poem, I mean, you don't write a poem about just nothing. I mean, let's be real, Manny. What's the last poem you wrote? You know what I mean?
Are you kidding? Come on.
So, when you have that much passion, it'll force you to put a pen to a paper, and that's what Kobe did here. And just a great way to say, thank you to the game that's given him so much and us as fans so much as well, too. So, we want to pay a special farewell to also for Kobe, his decision now retiring at the end of the season. And, just say thank you for one of the best and for what he's done to the game and always in the eye of the, the spotlight of the camera and never having these negative, things. And, yeah, everybody has personal life issues, but always been a good man and always given to the community. And, so it's been good to have Kobe around, and we're blessed to be in the generation to see such a great player, especially after Jordan and now with LeBron and everything too. And even LeBron said that, he didn't hold up his end of the bargain when it came to getting Kobe, in the finals against him. So, and they had the opportunity in 2009, but they lost in the Eastern Conference championship game. So they never ended up meeting, but they did have a couple great battles. So anyway, again, we want to thank Kobe. Manny, anything else you want to touch on the subject before we move on to the new coach of the Miami Hurricanes?
Nothing other than, dude, Kobe, the will of a champion, man. The will of a champion, pretty much almost to the Jordan goal. Jordan is the ultimate mental champion. You can never beat Jordan. Look at you guys. I know for only the viewers on Periscope could see these guys scarfing on this special grill ribs from Rick, our friend over here at Sports Grill on 97th and Kendall. Kobe, man, thank you for, even though I never wanted you to win against the Heat, you gave us great games and you gave us great memories and tremendous plays, buzzer-beating plays, tremendous dunks. The guy, I even remember back in the day, I remember one of my favorite shoes was the Kobe Adidas, the original, they looked like space shoes with a bunch of bubbles on the bottom. I remember those. Those were great shoes. And just tremendous body of work throughout his whole career. Like you said, he was one of the people that broke the barrier of coming straight high school, which I believe you can't do that anymore, right?
No, as a matter of fact, you can't come straight out of high school anymore. And the same thing with football, So there's been a lot of changes, and again, Kobe's been around, and he's been a catalyst in the league, and so on and so forth. So anyway, special thanks to Kobe, and just a tribute to him. And again, we want to go ahead and we want to keep it moving here. So we're going to talk about some breaking news. We actually got the news on the way here to the show. The University of Miami has hired a new head football coach. According to multiple sources, Mark Richt, who is the Georgia head coach for 15 seasons, actually is now Miami Hurricanes head coach. He's got 145 wins in those first 15 seasons. He's the fifth highest ranked coach to get that many wins in the first 15 seasons of their career, and he's in some pretty good. He's in some pretty good company there. So the University of Miami has now hired Mark Richt. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk with our Miami sports specialist, the lead sports writer at CBS for Miami, our very own sports dork. We're going to bring on David in a moment, and we're going to talk to him about this and fantasy football as well, too. So hang on just 1 second, and we're going to be right back on with David Dwork from CBS Sports.
Listen in to Dr. Ray and Manuel T. Ferrero III each and every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on the International Slow Pitch Softball Radio Podcast channel at ISPSradio.com. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's sports with the Sports Dork. Live right now on the ISPS Radio Network. With sports news and entertainment for all you dwarks out there. Follow him on Twitter at David Dwork. And call the show now at 347-637-3978. And ask the Dwork anything. Nothing's off topic. And now, the sports dwarf, David Dwork.
All right, man. We got the applause. We're making it happen. We're on the hot corner. We got Mr. David Dwork. Dave, how you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing good, Dr. Ray. I'm doing good, man. What do you think about all this Mark Richt, man? You excited? I know you are.
I'm not excited. I'm not excited about it because I know that Mark Richt is an ex-Miami guy. He's an ex-FSU guy. He's been over at Georgia. He's made his way out the state. I think he's a pretty good recruiter. He's obviously had some great recruiting classes, and I think he's got 20 guys in the NFL or something like that. So I think Mark Richt is going to be actually a pretty good hire for the University of Miami. And as an old fan, that scares me a little bit, although I do welcome competition. I was just telling a buddy of mine, I would love to see the FSU Miami ACC championship every single year, and I think it's only happened about one time since Miami joined the ACC. So, I think I'm looking forward to it. What's your whole opinion on it?
Yeah, no, I'm very happy for the Canes. I think this is probably the best coaching hire that they've ever made. Definitely the highest profile coach. The guy's got a ridiculous track record right now. He had a ton of success at Georgia, which is impressive on its own just because of the tough conference they play in. The SEC is no joke. They've been, arguably the best conference in college football, for the last couple of decades. And Georgia's been very, very big part of that. So to have him come back to Miami where he played in college, as you mentioned, he's a great recruiter. And I think this is great. I think this is great for the Canes, and I'm excited to see how he builds his coaching staff. I've seen some reports that he's going to be able to bring in some pretty high-profile coordinators. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. I'm sure Hurricanes fans all over South Florida are really happy.
I think so too. I mean, I haven't been able to watch any or hear any radio or watch any local TV or really get any reaction, but just from what I know about Mark Richt, I think that it's going to be a positive one here. And I think that, Al Golden was making $2.5 million, and he was, the North Carolina head coach. Time Miami, puts the money out for high-profile head coach and, really makes it happen. And the only question is, and I think Dan Lehart actually mentioned earlier, it's the only thing I've been able to hear so far. I didn't actually even see it. But he mentioned that, maybe we're hiring more of an expensive Al Golden. And when I say we're talking about the Hurricanes because although he's been a great recruiter, as was Al Golden, he always had top 10 recruiting classes while he was here. Where's the player development? Look at all the Hurricanes that are in the pros. And how many championships has that equaled for? How many ACC championships has that equaled for Golden? So just the quality of the players coming in and the way they play together as a team not been there. And whether you want to say that's player development or whether you want to say that, maybe they're playing for the coach or maybe he's not, whatever the knocks are on Golden, could that be happening with Richt as well too? Because as I mentioned, he's got the fourth highest amount of wins in his first 15 seasons as a coach, but he's got no rings in 15 seasons as well. And he's not playing Alabama's plan of the SEC. So, it tells you a little bit about what could be going on there. And could this be, maybe a goal to be not as bad? Who knows? Again, just playing devil's advocate, especially as a Knowles fan. What's your take on that?
I think it's a bit better hire than Al Golden. One of the things you were just talking about was that Golden, he often had very good recruiting classes, guys that made it into the NFL, but the Canes didn't do anything with them. And I think that can be very much attested to the coaching. Al Golden, he's been under the microscope for years. Canes fans have been complaining about him for a long time. They've been upset with D'Onofrio, James Coley. So, it's clearly a coaching issue. So for Miami to bring in a coach who has had good recruiting classes and succeeded with them, granted, yes, he hasn't won an SEC title, but, as I mentioned earlier, they have crazy competition. It's not like the ACC where there's one, maybe two really good teams. The SEC is putting out, the Gators were great, Alabama, Arkansas, the list goes on. So I really do think that he's a higher quality coach than the Canes have had here in a while. Possibly since Butch Davis. I think that he'll be just fine. I think he's going to keep bringing in the good recruiting classes, and I think he'll do something with them. I think Miami, as you were just hoping for, I think Miami is going to come back towards the top of the ACC. Hopefully, it'd be awesome for the Canes-Knowles rivalry to be something that every year is a competitive thing, where you're not just assuming, like we have for the last several years, that the Seminoles are going to win. And it'll be nice to see the Hurricanes back on top because it's been a long time.
All right, so David, forget about the ACC championship, forget about all that. How many years is it going to take to bring another championship ring home, national championship?
I mean, optimistically, you could probably say within the next, 3 to 4 years. He's going to have to come down here. He's going to have to, get to work with the recruiting. Guys are going to have to see what he's building. And, recruiting goes back. Guys are in, sophomores in high school, freshmen in high school. It starts when they're young. So, it's going to take a little while for him to really put his footprint on this team. But, optimistically speaking, it certainly should be a possibility within the next, I'd say 4 years.
Yeah,
well, you're wrong.
I mean, listen, you got to give the guy a chance, number one, to put a team together. But who knows? I mean, Miami, as I mentioned, has been having good recruiting classes. I wouldn't be surprised if he found success earlier than that, and at least, they were in the running for, had a shot at, at least being ranked. I mean, let's get it, let's just go there. I mean, it's been a while since Miami's been, ranked and consecutively ranked for a while. They've jumped into the top 25 a few times, but then fallen right back out. So, I think that's something that we got to stay tuned for and look for, but, I think it's definitely a good hire for Miami. So I'm looking forward to the future. I'm looking forward to seeing what's happening with the recruiting now and seeing how many guys decommitted from Miami may go ahead and recommit to Miami now again as well too. And who knows, maybe it'll even start to have an effect as soon as this year, the Richter effect. So we'll see what's going on, the Richter scale, maybe we'll call it. So anyway, David, let's talk about fantasy real quick, man. How are you doing in your leagues right now? Are you going through this crazy season? Is it me, or does this get crazier every year?
This has definitely been one of the crazier fantasy football seasons that I can remember in recent history. It's just been, I talked to a lot of people about it, and everybody kind of continues to maintain the same thing, that I've been decimated by injuries, or my top round draft picks are busts. It's just been one of those years. And to answer your question, not good. My fantasy seasons are not going well. One, I'm already eliminated from the playoffs, and another, I'm kind of the Dolphins of our league, where I'm not like out of it, but I have the least amount of points among all the teams that are competing for a spot. So it's with 2 games I think left in our season, it's not gonna happen.
Oh man, that's a tough one right there, man. Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It has been, just. You got to have the right waiver wire priority. So many guys, and not even injuries, just so many guys just not playing anymore that were starters. I mean, it's been such a crazy turnaround. A lot of guys that had hype around them that never amounted to anything. So it's definitely been a crazy year. I'm lucky enough to be in the hunt in all of my leagues for the playoffs. A couple of them I've already clinched it, but I don't know how. I mean, I look at my team sometimes and I'm like, I can't believe this team is actually that good, or done this well. And the funny part is too, is that a lot of the teams I'm like 7-6 and 6-6, or, got a really close winning percentage, but it's just been good enough based on points. And I feel like there aren't many teams this year that are going to be going undefeated or that are going to have just great runs. I think that the pack is really close. I've noticed that in all my leagues. I don't know if you've noticed that in yours as well too. Like you said, there's people that have a losing record and they're still not out of the playoffs. So it's definitely been crazy. But is there anybody right now besides David Johnson from the Arizona Cardinals that you recommend real quick before you got to get out of here?
Not really. I was going through the waiver wires earlier today, and honestly, there's nobody that's kind of jumping out as you need to get this guy right now. At this point, everybody's kind of making their last couple of moves before the playoffs, and at this point, I think it's just more about figuring out the lineup that you have now, trying to make a decision on who do you feel the most comfortable with heading into the playoffs. And a lot of that has to do with, the team the guy might be on, what their team is fighting for, the defenses they're playing. So now is the time to really study your team and figure out how you want to approach the playoffs.
Or you start trading. You start trading with the people that are completely out.
Well, the problem is that most trade deadlines have actually already passed in a lot of leagues, and that's actually one of the reasons.
I know the commissioner. I know the commissioner personally.
if you see a trade this late in the season with a team that's way out of it, unless there's keepers involved, that trade should probably get vetoed. Just as a commissioner, that's my opinion. And what do you think about that, David? If you see first place team, last place team making a trade and there's no keepers involved at this time, what do you think about that?
That's why I think they have trade deadlines. I think once you reach a certain point of the season, you kind of have to play the hand that you've worked for yourself. And there's even leagues where once the playoffs start, they'll freeze rosters so that way, people who are out of the playoffs can just start dumping. I've been in leagues before where guys who are out of the playoffs just start dumping their players on the waiver wire just to shake things up, and basically you're out of it. So yeah. So, I mean, I'm all for, not having that kind of stuff happen. It's been a straightaway season. Let's not go crazy at the end. Yeah, I know. Of course you are, Manny.
Okay, Manny is. Manny is. No, I'm with you on that, David. 100%, man. It's already tough enough in this game. So, without all that cheating and stuff that collusion is what they call it, we can do without it. But anyway, Dave, we want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. We know you got to get out of here. So again, remind everybody where they can read all about your blogs and all your posts and everything, and of course your social media handles.
Yep, cbsmiami.com. Just click on the sports page and you'll see all of our great content. My sports blog is up there. This week I was blogging about Miko Grimes and all the news that's surrounding her lately. On social media, it's just at David Dwork. DWORK.
Hey, Dwork, what about your Movember mustache? You already shaved that animal on your face you left on you?
Yeah, I left it on one extra day. I kept it on for the first, but last night the beast came off. So today I'm feeling kind of free. My face is bare. It's funny seeing myself in the mirror. I haven't seen this face in a while.
Nice, brother.
All right, man. Congratulations on shaving, and thanks for joining us again. And we'll be talking to you next week, my man. Happy holidays.
All right, Dave.
You've just heard the Hot Corner Show on the ISPS Radio Podcast Network with a softball-playing chiropractor and official chiropractor of ISPS, Dr. Ray Tolmos, and Commissioner of International Slow Pitch Softball, Manuel T. Ferrero III. Remember to follow the show and hosts on Twitter and Facebook at ISPSO, at DRRAYT. We hope you enjoyed the show and invite you to listen. That was our very own Sports Dwarf, bringing you all the sports news and entertainment you need. Thanks again for listening in. We hope you enjoyed Sports with the Sports Dwarf, David Dwarf. Now, don't be a real dork. The show's not over. Keep listening. Here are Dr. Ray and Manuel T. Ferrero III.
Well, Manny got a little bit punch happy right there, with the soundboard. But again, we a little trigger happy. We do want to thank David again for coming out and talking to us. And again, we also want to thank Dana Mag from Excel Hitting and Pitching for doing an interview with us and talking about the face masks and the future of safety in slow pitch softball. Again, we want to remind you guys to come on out to Sports Grill on 97th and Kendall. You get your first beer free when you come out. You can try these special grilled wings, and the fish dip is great. We can tell you that from experience. Big shout out to Ingle Rick again on Twitter, the manager over here from Sports Grill. You can find them, Raider Rick. You can find them on Twitter over here at Sports Grill. You can find us not on Sports Grill, but on Twitter as well too, at Dr. Ray T and at ISPSO. If you want to hear about something on the show, if you want to listen to a special guest on the show, tweet us, let us know. We'd be more than happy to do it for you guys because that's what we do it for you guys to keep you entertained and informed on the latest that's going down in health, in sports, in fantasy sports, and, of course, bringing you special guests all the time. So, again, I want to thank you guys. Hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving, holiday, all that type of stuff going on right now. Stay with the family. And, again, we'll be back next week. We'll let you know what our schedule is going to be like during Christmas and all that coming up for you guys that like to listen live. But next week we'll be back. We'll be here at Sports Grill. We'll be live at 7 o'clock like we always are every Wednesday night. Again, I'm your host, Dr. Ray, the softball playing chiropractor. And I want to say bye for our host again, Manny Ferrero. And we'll be back with you guys next week right here on the Hot Corner, as always. Until then, everybody, happy holidays and be well.
You've just heard the Hot Corner Show on the ISPS Radio Podcast Network with the softball playing chiropractor and official chiropractor of ISPS, Dr. Ray Tolmos, and Commissioner of International Slow Pitch Softball, Manuel T. Ferrero III. Remember to follow the show and hosts on Twitter and Facebook at ISPSO, at DRRAYT. We hope you enjoyed the show and invite you to listen